On to 119-pound weight class. This will feature Section 8's Richard Santano from Long Beach. He's a senior, age 17 years old. He's has 22 pins from last year. He's got a career record of 120, 15, and 2. And he will go up against Jeff Lewis from Section 9, a junior, age 17, from Valley Central High School in Walden, New York. Section 8 versus Section 9, and Section 8 leads in the team standings coming into the finals. So Santano not only would help out himself, but his team as well.
Both wrestlers are undefeated, and both of them are over the century market again. I think we're seeing more and more wrestlers surpass that 100 wins. They start wrestling earlier. There's more matches during the season. They just have that opportunity, and to make it here, they have to be very good.
Richard Santano is in the green. And they're on their way near the end of the mat there. It looks like they're going to be out of the circle. Hovering on the out-of-bounds line.
Notice 1 foot's out. It doesn't have to be out unless the referee lets him go. Referees for this match are, the referee is Rich Perry. The assistant referee is Mark Jones. He's trying to drive in there and increase his position, but it was a nice sprawl by Lewis.
And they're out. They almost went off the mat that time onto the wooden floor.
It was an attempt at a throw, and I think maybe he knew he was going out of bounds. I think he was just trying to get out of the position he was in.
You hear some of the coaches from Jeff Lewis's corner. How much of a factor do coaches have in all this when they get to the finals?
I think the coaches affect them. You know, they help them out, but I think, you know, mostly the referee or the wrestler has in his mind what he's going to do, and he's going to do it. Sometimes when they go out of bounds, they might give him a little inspiration. They might also tell him, hey, you got to watch this or whatever.
Look at this move right here, Doug. What was Santano trying to do there?
Santano was just, you know, he was in there, and Lewis was trying to stop him from getting a takedown. There's no takedown yet. There's no control been established. And this is what we find more and more of, especially against two evenly matched wrestlers. Lewis is hanging on to that leg and trying to suck it in and probably pick him up in the air. And Santana's trying to just, you know, block him, control his head, and get his leg back. He's got to clear that leg that he's got a hold of in order for him to score points here.
Less than 10 seconds to go in the first period, no score. A lot of movement that time by each wrestler without any score. And that's it. Period 1 is over. Richard Santano from Section 8, Jeff Lewis from Section 9. Scoreless as we head to period 2. We're in the 119-pound weight class from the Onondaga County War Memorial. You're watching the 1987 New York State Wrestling Championships on Cable 13.
Lewis won, had his choice, and he chose to be down. I would probably say that means, you know, he wants to score points here. Generally, I tell my wrestlers to defer. Say that choice for the third period, so you're in control, or maybe you want to be down or whatever. But Lewis chose down. He won the toss, and he chose down.
When it comes to making the choice, what do you want to do? What's the difference? Up or down?
I would choose. You have to choose down. He just got a reversal. He's also getting back points off of that throw. Lewis has Santana in trouble here.
Good job that time by Lewis, scoring a bundle of points.
Santana's got to clear out of there and get at least 1 point escape. He's got the leg, but they consider that Lewis is still in control. It's a touchy subject there. You know, what is control, what is not control? I think he might get one here very shortly. There he goes.
And they give him the one. So it's 5-1 after that exchange right there. Good job by Lewis, but Santano trying to get back in the match. That was a pretty nice move to escape.
A lot of times the referee will wait on a signal like that until they go out of bounds, or until it's even more clear to give them the one, so that it's not a 1, 2 points takedown. 1, the point escape, 2 points takedown. Santana shot right off the whistle, got in on the leg, but Lewis is countering very well. In fact, he might have, if he spins here, he drags him a little bit. he might get that takedown himself.
Both wrestlers look like they have a lot of muscle. Looks like Lewis just seems to be getting the better position right now.
I think he's countering. Santana twice has gotten, in on that leg, and Lewis has been able to counter his hold, not get anything himself, but not give up any points.
5-1 as we near the end of period number 2.
Once again, Santana's in there, and he's got the legs. He's got double leg now. But Lewis, nice sprawl. Notice how his legs are way back. He's not going to let Santana get underneath him.
10 seconds, Jeff. 10 seconds, don't go.
Not much time left. Neither wrestler has control.
And
he got the 2 right at the whistle. Right at the whistle, he gave him 2 points there.
So Richard Santano is back in the bout. He trails now by a score of 5-3. As we head into the third period, this isn't over.
Here's a good case. Santana had choice now. He chose down. So therefore, he feels he can get out, get that reversal.
Fans didn't like that call, but I thought it was a rather good judgment on the referee. That was a good call.
He, before the horn blew, before the timer came out and tapped him on the back, he had the 2.
So it's 5-3. Jeff Lewis will be on top here. Let's see if Santano can use his positioning.
Nice turn, and he should have a standing reversal right here. It should be 2 points. You don't, in a takedown, you have to get him to the mat. On a reversal, you can be a standing reversal, which that was.
And we're tied, 5-5.
The way things are going here, I don't think this is going to end up tied, at least not at 5-5.
A lot of action by these wrestlers in all 3 periods. Santana was behind early on, but looks like he's got the upper hand all of a sudden.
Well, Lewis caught him with that big throw, which cost him 5 points. And Santana has actually, gotten his points back.
The momentum has changed.
Momentum has changed. He's still got to be able to turn him over, though.
Richard Santano was the runner-up in last year's 119 weight class in the state finals. He's looking to carry that one step further.
He wants to not be the bridesmaid, he wants to be the bride.
45 seconds to go in the bout. It's 5-5, and they're out of bounds.
The hand up in the air is a signal for stalling. He warned Jeff Lewis he's got to get moving on the bottom. He cannot stall.
Richard,
if he calls it again, it'll be a 1-point technical violation, 1-point stalling.
Richard Santano, Doug, seems to be carrying the play right now.
He's working for a pinning combination, what the top man is supposed to do, and apparently the official felt that Jeff Lewis was not working hard enough or working to get a reversal or escape. You always have to work to better your position. If you're on bottom, work for a 1-point escape or a 2-point reversal, and if you're on top, you got to work for the pin.
Less than half a minute to go in the period.
He might call him here again. I think he might call him here again. I haven't seen Lewis do too much.
That would be a difficult call. That'd be a tough judgment call. A stalling point here could cost him the match. There's 10 seconds to go. We're still tied.
I don't think you're going to see it. I don't think you're going to see it. He's got to throw that leg in there and keep his foot on the ground. We're going to have an overtime here.
Okay, explain the overtime.
Okay, what happens is each wrestler goes to his corner where he can be dried off, he can be, have some water, he can do whatever he wants for 1 minute. Okay, then they're called back, and all stalling calls, all technical violations are eliminated from this. In other words, he can be warned for, Lewis was warned earlier in the third period for stalling. He will not get a point if he's called for stalling again. He'll be warned again, and then he'll lose a point.
So we're back to square one, 0-0.
Yep, it's a clean slate. The difference is each period is now only 1 minute long instead of 2 minutes. And if it's tied at the end of this, they go to a criteria, and there's a whole listing. I believe a major violation, not stalling, but a unsportsmanlike conduct is the first criteria. If somebody got that against them, then they would lose.
What type of instructions? You just see the coaches talking with Richard Santano. What type of instructions can you give him in an overtime?
I think you got to tell him, you know, continue wrestling the way you are. You're doing a good job. You got to make sure his mentally is ready. You know, you tell him that this guy's dying over there, so that he has a little mental edge. Because when you go 5-5 in the state finals, you know they're both good. So therefore, I think you got to give him whatever mental edge you can. You know, say, hey, there's double legs working for you. You know, be aggressive, shoot, whatever.
Is there a fatigue factor?
Definitely, but I'm not sure they feel it out there. I've never been in the state finals myself, but I think the adrenaline's pumping so much right now that it's not the fatigue factor's not really there. Once again, Santana's in nice and deep, but Jeff Lewis has got a good sprawl there again. Santana's trying to come around the far side, move to a single leg.
Jeff Lewis looks like a very good fundamental.
He comes up and gets a half. He could get back points out of this too. He got the 2 points takedown. That first takedown is also very important. That's one of the, I think that's the third or fourth criteria is who got the first takedown. I think back points is the first. Or the second, excuse me.
And we're out of time.
Referee will flip the coin again.
Now
Green's choice.
Is this it now, or are they going to go again?
They go 3 1-minute periods. They go to the whole, it's like a mini match again.
2-0. Richard Santano is on top. Being looked at by Syracuse, North Carolina, and Bloomsburg for wrestling scholarships.
That's a new type of style of start they've had for the last 2 years. It's a freestyle start. The old days used to have the one hand around the stomach, the other hand on the elbow. Now you just have your thumbs together. I think we'll see it here again because Lewis has done it 2 times. Thumbs together on the back, and you have to be behind the shoulder blades. It's a freestyle type of start. A lot of the high school wrestling is moving towards freestyle wrestling.
Now, who has the advantage right there, in your estimation?
Lewis has the advantage. He's had the leg in there. Now Santana's got the advantage. He's going to get 1 point escape. See, now Santana's definitely got a mental edge going now. He's got a 3-point lead in a match when, you know, it was tied. And 3 points could be a major obstacle here now, especially he came back in the from the first. He got a 5-point move called, against him, and he came back to tie it up. I think Santano's looks like he's pretty much in the driver's seat. He's got to come up with that.
Here's the end of the second overtime period.
One more overtime, 1 minute long.
And it's Richard Santano on top by a score of 3-0.
Lewis had choice, he took down. I really think in this particular instance, if I were Lewis, I'd have to go for 1 and then try to take him down. Though he hasn't really come close unless he has a move that he can get 2 and 2 out of. In other words, a reversal and back points.
That would have been something if you could get an escape right off the whistle.
Well, some people do. If they explode on that whistle with some quickness and look for those hands to break them free.
Unfortunately for Lewis, he did not do that. He trails by 3 now with 45 seconds to go in the 119-pound weight class.
Santana looks like he's trying to, it did look like he was trying to do some type of cross-face cradle there, but he's going to be careful here. I'm a little surprised he's throwing the legs in like that to get high.
And there's a whistle. What do they call right there, Doug?
I'm not so sure. I mean, I know what he called. He called stalling. I'm not quite sure that was a call I would have called. Apparently, the official felt that Santana was just riding him, and he wasn't trying to get any more back points out of it. Therefore, he just, he called him for stalling. He wants him to keep working.
That was only a warning. No points were given out to Lewis. 10 seconds to go. It looks like Santanos is going to win the bout.
It was a good match. Both wrestlers kept on working the whole time.
So an overtime win, and there you see a very excited Richard Santano from Section 8.
He's still got to go out there and shake hands out there. He's still got to go out there and shake hands.
And he finished second last year. He was not to be denied in 1987. Richard Santano, the winner of the 119-pound weight class in 1987. And we'll be right back with the 126-pound weight class bout right after these messages.